It all starts right here on 6th Street in the small Colorado mountain town of Leadville. But really, it starts right here. Before you even start training, before you even line up for the race, you better have a why, because you best believe it's going to be tested over the next several months and during the race itself. Like any goal, the Leadville 100 run, especially the training, starts with a commitment to the objective. Sure, this means running a lot, but it also means less free time for you and anyone in your life. You become tied to your runs, and everything else really just kind of takes a back seat. This won't be easy for you, your family, or anyone in your life. For me, that was obviously Jackie and Aria. This includes getting up to high altitudes as much as you can, climbing all the time, learning the course, and one of the most important things, training your gut. There'll be setbacks along the way. For me, it was dealing with nagging injuries in my calf and Achilles, which translated to going to physical therapy, which meant even more time dedicated to training. I'm not gonna lie, there's times, the night runs especially, that it just sucked. I didn't want to run 20 miles on vacation or run during all types of weather. It really just wasn't what I wanted to do at times. But I also knew that when I was at my lowest moments, my why kept me going. When race day finally did arrive, I felt strong, mentally prepared, and ready to battle.
Race morning, how do you feel?
I'm definitely a bundle of nerves, but this is an insane opportunity. And like anything in life, the only way you can achieve great things is to start with an opportunity. So I feel really grateful for all the people who are going to be helping me throughout the next couple of days, and it means so much. So just got to go out there and stick to the plan as much as I can and deal with the shit that comes up. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
What's the current weather report at 3:38 a.m.?
Shit, it's going to be shit weather, but can't control that, so just got to make the best of it. I'm going to get wet. It's going to be very cold, but as long as I don't get struck by lightning, that's a win.
All right, let's go get it.
All right, let's get it.
Good morning, Leadville family! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Reminder, still on track.
If you're not familiar with the Leadville course, the first 13 miles or so starts you downtown on a gentle hill and eventually around Turquoise Lake. This is a great opportunity to go out too fast, but also a great opportunity to bank some time. Unfortunately for me, my race didn't start as I wanted because I forgot to film completely and also had some GI issues by simply just not going to the bathroom before I started the race. While I was working my way around Turquoise Lake, my crew was already getting set up for the day ahead.
About 6:15 at Outward Bound. Beautiful sunrise coming up. And over the mountains, we got weather moving in, starting to look nasty.
Almost at May Queen aid station, first of the day. Running a bit behind because I have a poop issue that I just didn't deal with at the start of the race. Oh well, long day ahead still. After leaving the first aid station, May Queen, you're gonna have a bit of pavement to walk on and then eventually get into a sneaky, really technical part of the course, which is the Colorado Trail up to Powerline section. All right, so we are 16-ish miles in. A little behind schedule, but staying positive. I know I have a lot of time to make it up here, so next up is working up dirt road here up to power lines, and I'm gonna try to make up some time from power lines to outward, and then see what's going on. Body feels pretty good. It's very humid, so probably behind on nutrition and water, but just gotta stay after it. Working down power lines, try not to blow my quads out. When people talk about power lines, this is really the section I think they refer to. So I've been hammering down this for a while, but this right here is the steepest section. It's towards the end, and it's the one that you can definitely get hurt if you're not in control. Down power line, almost outward bound. I've made up some time, but these cutoffs are brutal, man. So I just gotta keep plugging away. I'm gonna be scraping the cutoffs, I think, the whole day, but this fucking course is not going to beat me. Through outward bound, I was pretty rude to Jackie and my mom, so I really apologize for that. I'm still a little bit behind, but I have made up pretty much all the time I lost at May Queen, so in better shape. So now is a time we cut through this field here and then back onto the pavement and half pipe, and then onto big old Twin Lakes is next. In this section here, you really can make up a lot of time, but if it is sunny like it is today, it could be a really hot section as well, so be sure to stay hydrated. While I was working down into Twin Lakes, my crew was working hard to set up the spot that they would be spending the next several hours at. Some of them were waiting more patiently than others, but I really appreciated all the time and effort they put into making such a turnkey spot. By the time I finally did arrive, I didn't have much time to spend in the aid station, so I was in and out of there very quickly. As you leave Twin Lakes behind, you all know what's next. It's probably the hardest part of the course, a double of Hope Pass. Don't get discouraged by slow times, just keep forward progress and keep moving. Get to Winfield, turn around as quickly as you can, and get back to Twin Lakes. pass lap. It's gonna be a fun time. Almost at Hopeless Aid Station, just cruising, and by that I mean suffering up this first Hope Pass lap, but have awesome company here, so excited for the rest of the day. In pretty good spirits, body's feeling pretty good, thirsty as fuck, but other than that, we're just moving along. Just left Hopeless Aid, grinding up Hope Pass. Hope number 1 done. I can show you the views. You've seen them before, but check these out, man. Down to Winfield. Let's get it. Let's get it. They say in Leadville, you always get kicked and your plan doesn't go according to plan. I've gotten stung by 2 bees in both legs today. Unbelievable. Working down the steep ass side of Hope, heading to Winfield. It's gonna be a long night. We are officially in Winfield, an hour above cutoff. Let's fucking go. Feeling pretty strong, but I know I have a long night ahead of me, so just gotta keep the focus and grind going. Probably spent a little bit too much time in Winfield. I probably should have done a little bit more, but time is not my side. Got out of there around 5:11, so cut off 6, and Twin Lakes cut off is 10. So basically I have to do this side as quickly as I did the other to have my hour, which I wanted. Okay, back up Hope. We got a conga line, but a solid crew and optimism in the group. It's tough, man. This is tough. All right, Hope for the second time. Running behind schedule. Still moving. As I worked down Hope Pass the second time, I was nervous because I was once again behind schedule. But what they don't tell you, and what you need to remember, is that even if you make a cutoff by 5 minutes, you are still making it. So do not give up. And I'm cutting it really close. Thank God that I have Rick up ahead of me to pace me, because man, my legs are just really toast after those 2 climbs, especially the south side up Hope Pass. While I worked down the remaining bit of Hope Pass, my crew had been hanging out for hours, but at least it looked like they were entertaining themselves, and some of them were preparing me some awesome food when I rolled into the station. And hey, at least Rick was ready to pace me.
How are you feeling about your upcoming pacing, Rick?
Everybody!
When Rick and I started running out of Twin Lakes, I was feeling pretty good, and it was great to have his company. We were moving pretty well, and I felt less pressure because of the cutoffs. We were efficient in and out of aid stations, but then everything changed. The night turned into spots of black, I stopped filming, and there was a lot more walking. By the time we reached Outward Bound, a little part of me was dead, and I knew that I still had 20 plus miles to go. There's still a rock.
Woo woo! Let's go for our girl Juno!
People talk about Hope Pass being the hardest climb in the Leadville 100, but for me it was Powerline. There was a buzzing in the air from the electrical lines, and I really thought I was losing my mind. By the time I reached the Space Camp aid station, I was completely shattered.
Oh, sir.
When the morning finally did come, I made it through the May Queen cutoff with about a half hour to go, but I was broken. My body was deteriorated. I felt like my calf was in serious jeopardy of being injured long term. In my mind, all I wanted to do was have a reason to stop running. It was right here that I just gave up. At this point, I was fighting for a moral victory. I knew that making it through before 10 a.m. and getting a buckle was unlikely, but I could at least finish the race. And really, that's what I talked myself into wanting to do. I stopped filming, I stopped caring. Picked up my sister Mary as a pacer, and we continued on towards Leadville. As we worked around the lake, I started seeing a couple of straggler runners and their pacers passing me. And I kept thinking to myself, why are they still going and I'm not? Did they train harder? Were they tougher mentally? Hell no. It got to a point where I just had enough. And I thought, why them and not me? And something crazy happened. I started running again. It was slow at first, but I picked up my pace, eventually knocking off 13, 14-minute miles. I think I was actually gonna do this. I said goodbye to Mary and picked up Jackie as a pacer just as we were getting closer to Leadville. And then something truly amazing happened.
Come on, man.
Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna make it? Inside tracker, who goes? Julia. That's the one to take the spectators, we still got a few finishers. Stick around, we want to bring these athletes home to
Still in shock over what had just happened, the recovery started right away, and I tried to get as much food and liquids in my body as possible, but I was still exhausted. The worst part was the damage done to my toes, and I apologize, this is pretty gross. I ended up losing that big toenail and probably going to lose that one as well. But soon, I was back on my feet and back in the mountains, and it wasn't pretty at first, but eventually I was moving on my own fruition and back doing what I loved, running and hiking. Before I knew it, my body had made a full recovery, and I felt stronger than ever. They say that running Leadville will change your life, and while I'm not quite sure about that, I do know that I'll never ever forget the 30 hours I spent out on that course. The town of Leadville and the people that I met during that run will always hold a special place in my heart. But one thing I can confidently say, as I stand here on 6th Street, just a couple hundred yards from the finish line, I'm ready to do it again.